Hello. Welcome. My name is Brian, and we're doing a live lesson on the ukulele. Today's topic is the chuck. All right, and I've got some tips I want to share with you, but just to kind of get things kicked off, let me just demonstrate what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so when I talk about the chuck, I'm really referring to the use of the right hand to make this percussive sound. And it sounds like that, okay? I also have a new setup, and I hope this works. Check this out. I get asked it a lot about, how do you get that percussive sound with the strumming? And so I've come up with a few tips on how to practice this, okay? We're gonna use a couple songs today. The one I tend to teach a lot of people with the chuck is Proud Mary, the classic Tina Turner song. It's like big wheels keep on. No, they left a good job in the city. That song. And then afterwards, we'll play some Waiting in Vain. Because that's a little bit a faster of a chucking song. It's like. But both are good songs to practice the chuck. So we're gonna start with Proud Mary. If you're gonna play along, we've got the D chord here. I tend to hold my D chord. Let's switch this. I hope that this isn't lagging. Oh, I'm getting that notice that it's lagging. All right, you know what? I'm gonna switch back to this camera, and we'll figure out that close-up camera next time. Okay, so this is all about getting that rotation, right? I'm rotating the right hand like this, like that. Okay. Now that's really just to get the strum going. Okay, so I can keep my index or my middle finger, whichever is more comfortable for you, and you want it kind of bent inward towards the strings like that. Okay, so if you're gonna use your index finger, you're brushing your strings like that, okay. And then if you wanna start laying down the chuck, well then you're gonna do this kind of a motion where you use this part of your hand here to drop into the strings like that. And that's part two, right? Is using the heel of your hand, okay? It's not really about the palm or the face of your hand. It's not this type of motion. You're not really slapping all the strings like that. You're just using the heel of it so that as you flick the strings with your finger, with your index finger or your middle, you're still able to mute the strings back here, okay? Right there. So now, tip number one is to rotate. So you're gonna rotate your hand like this, okay? Keep your fingers a little bit curved as you touch the strings. Tip number two, we're going to use the heel of our hand, and we're going to let that drop into the string with the rotation. And then I'm flicking those strings as I rotate through, right? Flick, rotate, and I drop the heel. And that's how you get that chucking sound. Now notice I don't have to have my hand holding any chords. What's really happening is I'm actually muting the strings as I brush across them, right? So whether or not you have a chord, you still get the same sound. Now the third tip, probably the most important, is once you've kind of figured all this out, you have to find a way to relax. Like if you have a chair that you can lean back, right? See if you can find a way that you can use the least amount of effort to get this accomplished, right? Because the more that you exert or you think too much about this strumming pattern, the stiffer it's gonna sound, you know? You don't want it to be, and then like you're holding your hand here, or you hit it too hard and you try to make it really aggressive and percussive. You wanna just be very relaxed, maybe lean back a little, relax your left hand, relax the right hand as you strum. Like that, okay? So this is like left a good job in the city. And this is such a great song because all you gotta do is strum the D chord and you can get the chuck going, you know. Let me get the lyrics. Man every night and day, right? Never lost a minute of sleep. I was worried about the way things might have been. Then you go to an A. Big wheels keep on turning. B minor. Proud Mary keep on burning. G, and we're rolling. And then you just keep holding that D. Rolling, rolling down the river. This is my favorite song to teach chucking too, because you can just like once you get the D going, right? You just and we're rolling. Okay, cool. Now let's talk about let's try to speed up the chuck. Okay, and this is where it becomes important because you want to be super relaxed with that right hand. Okay, we're gonna switch gears. We're gonna play some reggae now. We're gonna go. Now the key to this, okay, watch how I sort of like my hand is almost floating as I strum, okay? I'm still doing the rotation. I'm still using this part of my hand here to chuck, okay? Like that, okay? Now, the one trick about this one though is I'm playing with the thumb, an open G, and I alternate that thumb with the chuck, okay? See a question here from Dr. Yu. Can you show me how you play that D chord? Everyone plays it. Oh, sure. The D chord that I play it like this. Okay. I use the let's see if that focus works. Okay. The middle finger barring. Okay, get the focus here. My camera is like, all right, right there, and that. Okay. Because this way, I'm barring those two strings, and oftentimes I can just quickly go to an A chord like that. All right, so I keep that middle finger there, and I just bar it down across two strings, 2-2, with the middle finger on G and C, and then the 2 of the E with the ring finger. So I can get 2-2-2-0, and I can get 2-1-0-0. Okay. And that's how I do it. Okay. Let's move on to the waiting in vain. Okay. So now we've got waiting in vain doing. This is where it's important to really figure out how to relax, right? Because now you're trying to strum a lot faster. Now you're going down, up, down, up, down, up, down. down, up, down. So you don't really have time. You don't have time to move your hand and try to get it to like hit the strings like that. You can really only use it's best to use as little effort as possible, where you're just now, if you're playing with the low G, you can do the fingering that I use, which is that 5 4 3 2. Okay. If you're using the high G string, you should just play the second finger on that second fret of the A string. Okay. So it would sound like this. Cool. And that's it. I mean, those are some of the tips that I give to my students about chucking with the ukulele. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you're getting value out of this video, give it a thumbs up, give it a like. Please subscribe, hit that bell notification. I think this is the laundry list of things I should be saying. If you're interested in private lessons, reach out. Be happy to show you guys a little bit more. You know, we can go more in depth. But yeah, you know, every week I'm gonna try to have this live lesson. I've got a little break right at this moment. This Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. And I just want to share some concepts, you know, and see what you guys have to think about them. I hope it's useful. Feel free to let me know if there's other concepts or techniques, songs that you'd like me to teach. But I'm gonna play you out with some chucking here, and then we'll call it a day. Should I sound off here?